that's okay. So I'm from Nepal. My lovely mother is here with me right now. And I guess in the spirit of talking about women and celebrating women, firstly, I just wanted to say thank you to Anita. I'm not sure where she is. But thank you so much for taking the time to talk to women in our community, because so often they are overlooked. And it was just really beautiful seeing you appreciate them and our culture. But I guess recently I was asked by one of my friends when the first time I thought about my own gender was. And we went around and I noticed that no one really thought about it in the same way that I did. So for me, the first time I thought about my gender was when I was about 3-4 years old. And it was because I was raised in Nepal. It was because people, my aunties and my uncles, would tell my parents that they should try again for a son. And so that was kind of the first time that I identified myself with anything related to gender. And growing up, I would always be told things like, oh, you can't do this because you're a girl, or you're not going to achieve certain things because you're a girl. And I think it just made me spiteful of the world, and it made me very, very competitive. It made me want to be better than everyone, especially than the boys. And so I did my best in my academics, and I managed to kind of do well through that. And I was still quite spiteful against the world until only maybe a few years ago when I went into university and I met women who were not only comfortable and connected with their gender, but also very proud of it. And their connection with themselves really inspired me to explore it with myself as well. So just questions about how can I live my life and being proud to be a Nepalese woman. And I was just so grateful for having these positive influences in my life to guide me around the path of loving my gender and my culture, rather than continuing down that path of being a little bit spiteful of the way that my community had treated me when I was growing up. And so I guess in the spirit of hope, I'm a medical student, and I have had the honor, the privilege of seeing kids be born. And the very first birth that I saw was a first-time mother and father who were giving birth to their lovely baby girl. And they were an Indian couple who had just come to the UK. And I think for me, just seeing the celebration of them and their tears as well as the baby came out when they said, oh, it's a girl, and they were so, so happy to just celebrate this new life being born into the world. I thought it was so incredibly beautiful, and it healed my inner child as well, because I was just like, oh, that's so lovely, seeing girls be celebrated as they enter the world, because just life itself is enough to be celebrated. But yeah, so that was a little bit of a reflection of the past and a little bit of the present. All the women in my life have probably been the biggest teachers for me. Every lesson I've learned most of the important lessons I've learned in life have been from women. My mom has taught me how to create a healthy family, how to support family members. My best friends have taught me the importance of communication and keeping long-term relationships. And I guess in the spirit of thinking about the future, because hope was a big topic tonight, and I think that really gives you a good insight into the core of how wonderful women are, with hope being such a big part of how we look into the future. And a lot of women came together today from lots of different backgrounds, and they've gone through so much, but the messages of hope and the messages of still continuing to persevere despite everything, I thought was really the big takeaway today. And so I just wanted to end this little talk by asking everyone to think about how they can, if you're a woman, think about how being a woman has been really inspiring in itself and empowering for you. And if you're not a woman, thinking about, oh, how is it that I could be a better person in this world too, in a world that is quite cruel to women sometimes, especially when we think about the kind of climate around the world right now and the conflict that is present all across the world, and how women, especially in oppressed countries, are so disproportionately affected by everything. I just wanted to kind of shed some light on that as well, to say that whilst there is hope, I think it should really be motivated for a drive to create a better future, whilst acknowledging everything that's going on right now. So yeah, and thank you very much for this opportunity.
Well done, Misaki.
Thank you. It's really
ल अब आज चाहिँ सबै परिवारको साथ इन्टरनेसनल वुमेन्स डे मनाउनुको लागि चाहिँ जाँदैछौँ अनि सबैजनालाई राम्रो होस् अनि शुभयात्रा होस् एकदमै गुड लक होस् भनेर यो रुद्राक्षको माला पनि लगाइराखेर हिँडेको छु आज। त्यही भएर राम्रो होस्, सेन्टार बधाईले राम्रोसँग पुर्याउनुहोस् हामीलाई भनेर। यहाँनिर फरक पर्दैछ जिन्दगीमा, फरक त पर्छ नि, के गर्नु जिन्दगीमा जिउँदाखेरि, कहिले तल कहिले माथि कहिले उपर कहिले निचे भने जस्तै हुँदो रहेछ। यस्तै हो जिन्दगी। यो चाहिँ सन्तोष राई ड्राइभिङ गर्नुहुँदैछ, मिडस्टोन बाटो फोकिस्टोन जानुहुँदैछ। आज हामी फ्यामिलीलाई फोकिस्टोनमा ड्रप गर्नुको लागि जानुहुँदैछ। उहाँ चाहिँ काइन्ड म्यान भएर हामीलाई सहयोग गर्नुहुँदैछ अनि हाम्रो यात्रालाई सफल बनाउनु, सरल बनाउनु उहाँले हेल्प गरिरहनु भएको छ। त्यसैले हामीलाई खुसी लागिरहेछ।